Okay, so post-lunch break. I need to think about what I'm doing. So I have, let's see, what do I have? I have basic idea for solid ground. I think I also want I like these. Take these down here. Actually, take these over here. There we go. Lower. Nope. Yeah, okay. Okay. And we went, Sean and I talked about it, and we decided to go for more something like this. So we can get these out of the way. Actually, get all this out of the way. So I have something to reference. Any start timer. to leave in hour and 45. We talked about skinny trees. This way back down. At least needs to be higher than anybody can jump. So there. I need this too where I can see it. Oh. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. There we go.
Do you need anything from me?
Wow, what are you fixing to do?
Just gonna go hang out in the other room. I don't know if you needed anything before I did that.
So you could time your nap with when I have to go pick up the kids. But it's okay. You could just sleep through that.
Do you need anything from me?
No, dude, I'm good. I'm gonna be heading out the door at like 3. Yeah, 3 to get to my mom's by 3:15. Then give her 15 minutes ready to get out the door, and then leave at 3:30 to get the kids, and then drop them back off at her house, and I'll be coming back here.
Okay. Cool. You're not bringing the kids back here though, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, nothing. Nobody's coming. I told everybody we're busy.
Okay, cool. Gloomy day.
Mm-hmm. All right. I need some music or something. Okay. We could do thicker tree. Mm. Would it be better to do... Actually... Actually, I like that better. Don't like any of this. I did. Mm-hmm. Sleep. Maybe like a more simple tree that can actually be tiled. Mm. Jackie! I went to lunch. Sorry I missed you before. I was like in the zone. I keep doing this thing where I cover up the chat and then don't think about it. Part two, because, yeah, I took a lunch break. Where are you flying to? Yeah, trying to be healthy. I can get like too much in the zone and then not know what's going on around me if you haven't noticed. And then, so yeah, this is better. The black line's that about better. Sorry. And, so remind me to take lunch breaks, drink water, stretch, and then also I got to go pick up my niece and nephew. It's my sister and my brother-in-law's, my sister, and her husband's anniversary, and they're going on a trip, and the kids are staying at my mom's. So I'm gonna go pick them up from school for her and drop them off. At her house in an hour and a half. I gotta keep saying that to myself so I don't forget. Oh, it's their anniversary. It's my sister and her husband's anniversary. Did I say birthday? Shows how much I'm doing good right now. Yeah, it's their... God, I don't even know. They've been together forever now. I think it's a big one. I should know. They probably wouldn't let me say anyway, make them feel old. Oh, so you gotta fly back and forth. Dang. Yeah, anniversaries. Yeah, I agree. Better than birthdays. Yeah, where I went to college is only like an hour from where my family lived. An hour and a half. So I was able to go home on weekends and stuff like that. So you flew to school or you flew to go see your family? Ah, same difference. I say same difference. Like, I don't know. It's... How long is... So it's a short flight? And I don't think I answered your question before, too. Spooky is the theme for this year. 2 hours and short. That's kind of a distance. And then I'm going to do a tree that is split. So I need to do a 3 wide tree. Holy crap, 12 hours? I don't know the longest flight I ever took. I took a long one. I think it was like 10 hours. It was from Seoul to Seattle. Seoul, Korea to Seattle, Washington, D.C. Not D.C., but Washington, U.S. United States. That was a nice flight, though. They had good food. It wasn't very crowded. And it was a long time ago, too. We'll see how it goes. We're pretty excited about it. We did like brainstorming beforehand, and so that's a funny thing. All right, so we came up with a general concept of like a platformer with like, a spooky theme, kind of like a Halloween spooky theme, and what the levels were going to kind of be like. As far as like, we've got, one's going to be like in the woods, one's going to be kind of like in a neighborhood, a haunted neighborhood. And I think one's going to be in a cemetery. But as far as like what's it going to actually like look like all I know is I need to draw platforms that can be jumped through, solid platforms, and candy. And that's part of the challenge to these things, and that's what we ran into last year, which was kind of a struggle, was that, it's difficult to make art for something that you don't know what it looks like. So like when we get to the point where it actually has, I can show you where we're at now. Give me 1 second. Like right now we just got, honestly, it's just physics. I'm losing everything again. Pull this up. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Close this out. Got this. Then where is that? Discord. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So this is kind of what we've got right now. Little green things with Claire. And this is just to get a feel for what the jumps are like. But this isn't even what, the level's going to look like as far as level design. So I'm building art or making art for a level that I don't know what it looks like. Yeah, for day one, it's just kind of like getting stuff out. I'm trying to get stuff that he can play with, or we can both play with, to start building levels or doing actual level design. So that's my goal. And when this timer's up, I'm going to take a break on that and do collectibles, I think. But that's definitely, it is a challenge because like I can't really it's hard for me to be like, oh, I see this in this level. I see this, this could be a house or this could be this or that. I struggle with that until we actually, till I see what the levels look like, And then things start, like, even though what I get always is just very similar to what I just showed you, just blocks, I can at least see something, So I'm kind of trying to anticipate his needs. Yeah, like the good thing is that, one, you can always just participate in anyway. And then another thing too, just being aware of it and like looking and playing other people's games and giving them comments, that's huge. Like I said I was going to do this. We'll see. I may be just exhausted by all of it. But last year we followed a streamer that he like streamed all the games from GBJam, and I thought it was so cool because he was a really positive person who was doing it. He's very friendly and nice. But, you sit there and you work so hard on something and all you want is somebody to play it, So if you don't even have time to participate, like having time to go and look at other people's games and like play them, that would be awesome. And then also it doesn't have to be GBJ, it's just Game Boy inspired. So like we're not producing a ROM here. It's just going to be a web game, a browser game. So the only requirements are that it has a 160 by 144 resolution and that you only use 4 colors. Or four more than 4 colors on the screen at the same time. But yeah, time is definitely, we always feel bad because like there's a GBA Jam every year and we haven't participated in it yet because time. It's a month-long jam and that's a lot for us. Like even this 10-day jam, like Sean only has time to do the weekend. So like whatever he gets done, it's the weekend. That's pretty much it. Maybe he'll have some time Friday. Like he'll do Friday through Monday this week. And then next week maybe he'll do Friday. Maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Meanwhile, I'll have time to work on art, the whole week. Which is good because what we got so far now is going to be heavy art. Lots of art. But yeah, definitely like it's hard. Like last year, almost 3,000 people entered, and there was about just under 400 games submitted. But that's what we tell people too. It's just the practice, of even just trying to get to ship a game. I mean, like I was watching one person's video on GBJam last year, and he was like, oh, we only made ranked this, which was like 2 something. Like, what do you mean you only? Like, first off, you got a game done. Just do it. I mean, because that's the other thing too. I think a lot of people are just too hard on themselves. I felt really like, I was going through and I was looking at people's games and they were like, oh, I only did this and I only did that. And I'm like, this is an accomplishment, man. Like, feel accomplished. First off, you entered, you participated, you got something done. Like it's a lot. Like, I don't know. I think sometimes people think that, I don't know, comparison to others is just, we've talked about before, it's just a bad thing to do. And I think some people like don't think about how other people have, large teams, and other people like they have experience. They've done multiple games in their lives, So there's just, like I said, just getting something done is something to be proud of. I think I don't know. The other part of the reason why I stream my pixel art is because I'm not that great, and I want people to see that it's okay to not be great. Like, no one wakes up and is a freaking Adam C. Eunice or, you know, a Brandon James Greer. No, they didn't just wake up and be awesome at pixel art. Like, they put time in. It's just they didn't start streaming and doing their stuff out there, you know, until probably they were really good. Which, you know, I agree because they're teaching people how to do things. And I would never say I'm teaching anybody to do anything. But it's okay to just put yourself out there and do it as a learning experience. And that's what, to me, that's what game jams are. Like, to even think like, oh, I'm gonna get something, you know, awesome done and completed or whatever. I think that's a stretch goal, you know. We'll see how he uses these. And could he still use? I would need to add. We'll see. Alright, I gotta move on to clouds anyway. If you end up doing something, let me know so I can make sure I play it and, you know, support you. That's what we're all about. I was gonna do clouds. What do spooky clouds look like? They just look like clouds that are dark. Do like flat looking clouds. Awesome. When do your classes start this week? Or is it just like getting settled in and stuff like that? Well, if you're into pixel art, like that pixel art, ugh, it's crazy classes. I get anxiety just thinking about you going to class, like, and it's been years since I went to class. What was I thinking? Oh, that, anyway, so that pixel art, game jam that I'm doing, they did it last year too, where everyone who submits their art, because it's, again, it's got to meet Game Boy requirements, they're going to put it on a ROM file so you can actually like have a, you know, put the game, you can put the ROM or flash the ROM to a cart and actually view it on a Game Boy, or just like, you know, emulator or whatever else. But that's pretty cool. I think it's a really cool thing, especially there's a lot of pixel artists out there that don't have the opportunity to get to see their you know, games, see the art in a game. So it's a really cool experience. I don't really want fluffy clouds. That's too bright though. Yeah. Imagine, you know, getting books, just getting prepared, figuring out where your classes are, all that kind of fun stuff. part of me envies you. Like school was fun in a lot of ways, but then school was not fun in a lot of ways either. College was a good time in some ways. Like actually a lot of ways it was like awesome time. Also when I found out I was not quite as smart as I thought I was. I need to look at more images of clouds, I think. Did you already get all your books and that kind of stuff? Oh no, I guess you just got there, so yeah, you got a lot of stuff to do. Are books expensive where you're at? Like in college, like that's like here on the state side, it's like notorious that books are overpriced. Like hundreds of dollars per book. And then sometimes teachers don't even freaking use them. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I hear there's like things out nowadays where they have free textbooks online and stuff that's helpful. I mean, I had a lot of friends. They, you know, some people split classes. What I would do is I wouldn't buy the book until I knew we were using it. But sometimes then you risked like them not being a book available. But like they were just crazy expensive, crazy expensive. We can flip that, so that's fine. Yeah, so Sean and I kind of talked about that. Like, what does spooky mean to us? Like, does that mean scary? Does that mean, what exactly does that mean? And we talked about it for a minute. And, like, to me, it's like the impression of scary, Like, it's the idea of scary without necessarily, like, something can be spooky but not scary. So that's what we kind of like, that's how we're interpreting it. But there's like, I mean, there's lots of ways that you can interpret it. I'm interested. I mean, I have a feeling that like our kind of theme that we're doing, we'll probably see a lot of that. You know, we're not like breaking the mold here. Oops. So like, when you say not detracting from it, so you mean like full on horror? I like to look at that other one better. Yeah, full on horror. Yeah, we talked about that, like whether or not, cause we're well, Sean's a big fan of horror movies and stuff. I've become a fan. Right, you could be scary without spooky. And like if you look up at the definition, and you know the English definition of spooky does include scary. I mean, that's how we restart it. Like you can use them kind of interchangeably, but we decided to kind of go more for just like the idea of not full on horror, which we'll see how it goes. Last year we didn't get. I don't remember what we scored on the theme last year. It's kind of not very cloudy. It's fun. It's fun to play with, like, and just think of it. Like last year, I think this year is harder. So I think to me, spooky's harder compared to last year. The theme was space, so like space could be used in all sorts of different ways. How's my timer doing? I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop and reset my timer. I have to be gone at, I need to stop by 3, so I need to give myself 45 minutes. Oh, I'm losing everything again. And I need to draw candy. And so candy's gonna be our, excuse me, our collectible. And I don't remember how big it's supposed to be. It is supposed to be (11 by 11). Okay, sweet. So that's not bad. 11 by 11. That's what I have here for tiles. I'm just going to draw as much candy as I can in an hour, 45 minutes. Hello, fix your Discord. Yes, I took a lunch break. Fix your Discord told me earlier to ignore the name. Long history of 1 week ago. You know, we all have so I have a name I usually use for my things. And I chose it just one day, just on a whim. And then I realized it's, I don't know, maybe a little weird. Not weird, it's just, you know, 6, 7. There we go. It's a little better. Make this one, this one, that one, that one, that one. I hate that. We're gonna keep on moving on though. Maybe we'll try. Is there a tonk for GB? I don't know. That's no. We already went this fix your Discord. We're not doing communism. That's a Sean question, Jackie, and Sean is taking a nap. He was here earlier, but now he's napping. But I will ask him when he gets up. I'll be back. Yeah, I think a lot of people, well, actually, a lot of people use freaking Unity. I mean, you can look and see, but I think GB Studio would be a great one to use personally. No, I respect his nap time. He needs naps. He's in machine mode right now. Okay, fortuitous fool. What's going on is we are participating in a Game Boy themed game jam. And what that is game jams are competitions or events. Really, it's better. Event is a better word. And anyway, so it's a 10-day event where we have 10 days to make a game. And this is a Game Boy themed game. So that means we are using, we have a 160 by 144 resolution and can only use 4 colors. I kind of like that. So, but that needs, I'm going to kind of outline it white to make it louder. And I am right now, today is the day 1 of the event. And so right now I am just working on ideas of art because yeah, and if you look at the description of this event or whatever the stream I got going on, I have a link to the stream. Not to the stream, but the jam, so you can kind of get like more information too. And you can like see last year's participants and winners and all the games you'll be able to play for free, that kind of thing. So I was hoping to do stripes, but I don't think that's gonna work. And this year's theme for the Discord, this year's theme for the event is spooky. So that's how it works, is that each game jam always has a theme. And that theme is not announced to the day of, because everything has to be made the day of, during the event. Yeah, no problem. Any questions you have, feel free to ask. I think I may actually just play with this one and the lower one instead. Another option is to do just a white candy. You remember what we were talking about earlier? Victor Discord about making jokes and sometimes people like not digging them. If no one's responding to your jokes, there's a good indicator that people aren't digging them. I think I'm overcomplicating this candy. really like to do like a spiral like candy, but I don't know if I can do that with 11 by 11. Yeah, so my husband and I, he's my teammate. We make games. Normally we make games for the GBA, but we did this game jam last year and we had a blast, so we want to do it again this year. So yeah, he does the programming and music. I do art, and we work on level design together, and concept and everything else. And I do marketing too for our business because this is like a business that we have. So making retro games is like what we do. We also make some analog games too. When I say analog, like physical puzzles, like brain teasers and stuff. I'm gonna leave that so it's there as a reference. And then draw another one. I don't know how I feel about the spiral candy. No, he's not on a separate channel. I haven't tagged in this. He gets in the zone, so he wouldn't be that great. I mean, he wouldn't probably respond to anybody. uh, he's a little bit of an introvert. But I'll be doing like a video on what he does. We do have a few videos on our channel of him coding. Because we make everything from scratch. We don't use a game engine. So I keep telling him people would find that interesting, but that would require for him to like talk to people. But he'll be on here like when he's awake. He'll be on here via chat. So that's one way. Jackie on here, she codes, or they code, and Sean is the guy from the save file video. Yes, that's the guy. And he is cool. He knows his stuff, man. He has been coding now for 30 years. Wait. 30 years. Yeah, since he was 11. And he learned like from a book. He showed interest in computers, so his dad went down to the library and got a book on coding. And Sean learned to code that way. Which these days is not the way that people do things. These spirals are not working out like I want them to. Yeah, I mean, like if you're into that kind of stuff, like our first game, uh, he coded in assembly, ARM assembly. So basically, machine language. Um, he made a sound engine for the GBA that sounds like badass. Like our music doesn't sound scratchy and awful. Um, what else did he do? He also made an assembler. He's really good. But that's what he does. He's a programmer by day, and that's his day job. Maybe I'm just overcomplicating it. Maybe I just need to do an outline. And maybe you do. Go back to this. Because I think I do like this candy. And it doesn't actually, I'm sitting here telling myself that it needs to fill this circle, and it doesn't. I mean, that can be it. I could also do candy corn. No one likes candy corn, though. No one's going to go after candy corn. I mean, I think there's like somebody who likes candy corn, otherwise they wouldn't be making it. I gotta like look at candy corn, what that looks like. So candy corn's kind of like, and then I have to communicate. I will, Jackie, and I'll pass on your question too, so we can answer it next time you're here. How do I like? Yeah, fix your Discord. You're rude, and you gotta go, dude. Sorry, I don't like rude people. Yeah, I don't like rude people, man. I belong in being nice to people. I don't care what someone's age are. As long as they're nice, they're welcome. I only got like half an hour left, because then I gotta go pick up my niece and nephew. And I will take a little break, but then I'll be back on later today too. that does not, I think it would be black on bottom. Yeah, if Fortuitous Fool, just like don't talk to him. Like so I have this thing that I like live by. Which part of it is just rude people, things like that. You just ignore them, man. You can't change people. People are going to be who they're going to be. If someone wants to be rude, they're going to be rude. But, how am I going to work this? Because I was going to do this darker color. And then this would be here, but then the whole top is, that's not very... I'm not gonna mess with that candy corn too long because like it's just not very candy corny. It's not really giving the vibe of stripes. I can do Hi, Blood. You missed like a lot of it in the beginning. And, dude, we're gonna keep the conversation to like game-related stuff, pixel art and game-related stuff. I mean, like, this game is not fun, what you guys are doing right now. And I do this for fun. No, I get it. I get it. He's the same guy. That's what I'm saying. It's just not fun to me. And this is supposed to be fun. Fortuitous, well, you're not doing anything wrong. I see what you're doing and I appreciate it. And it's nice. And I have this thing. Like, if I don't like what someone's doing, I just ignore them. But I don't like seeing other people being rude to other people. And I'm not trying to be like a streamer or anything like that, so I got no problem having people leave. Does anybody have a favorite Halloween candy? Well, that's the funny thing. So, like, right now, all I have, I can show you, like, all we have is physics. That's what he's gotten so far. We just started today. Today's the first day. So Reese's is the best. Hands down, man. Yeah, you are right. That's what I should be drawing right now is Reese's cups. Brilliant, brilliant. See, this is the kind of reasons I stream. So right now I don't know. We have like a general idea for a game. We're doing a platformer and we have like general idea for levels. So like, you know, we're gonna have like a woods level, a cemetery level, because the theme is spooky. But I don't really know what the levels look like. I don't have an outline or anything like that. Normally on our workflow is we'll get like an outline of a game, so I'll have at least a rough outline of like, hey, this is where the player will jump. This is where a player, you know, the world goes down. This is where the world goes up. I don't know any of that right now. We haven't designed any of that. So what I'm doing is just trying to get basics of the game. So up here, I drew some tiles that he can reuse, some ground tiles that he can reuse whenever we start actually building the world. So today is like building physics. Later this afternoon, I may move and start working on some sprites. Yeah, so that's kind of like a challenge. Like my first day, like I don't really get into the jam. Like when I say jam, like work of things until a little bit farther along. But I like to get out like, you know, I got to do something to get the creative juices going and start actually considering and thinking things. So, you know, right now we know there's going to be collectibles. We know that there is going to be platforms, you know, and that's about it. Oh, yeah, like, and we have 10 days, you know what I mean? So 10 days to figure this out. It's fun, man. It is a lot of fun. If you haven't already, like you can get on last year's and see people like what people have submitted and stuff like that. It's really cool. It's really cool to see what people come up with. It's cool to see you know, just other people's ideas. Last year was space, which I felt was a little bit easier than this one. This one's hard. Like spooky is hard. Space, I feel like there's a lot of different ways you can go with it, but spooky is like a little bit more straightforward. I'm doing these straight on. I don't think I should be doing straight on. I think that's part of the problem. I should be doing kind of like an oval that I rotate. Man, I'm so glad you said Reese's. And I assumed you meant Reese's peanut butter cups. I mean, Reese's, the candy too, the hard candy's not bad. So, like I said, I'm going to hop in about 20 minutes, but when I get back on later this evening, Sean will be on the chat, and Volipso is his name, and he'll be able to answer programming questions and stuff like that. I know like general gist of things, but I don't code. Thought about it. Yeah, Reese's hard candy. Reese's Pieces. Now I gotta figure out how to do like the edges. No, it's gonna have to be just a regular old. We're doing 11 by 11 tiles, so that makes everything hard too. That does not look like a Reese's cup. All right, maybe I'll go back to trying drawing it straight. And they're pretty much like peanut butter M&Ms. They're just like, I think they may have like a slight coat. So I think it may be like a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of like peanut butter, a little bit of chocolate, then hard candy shell. But they're cups. Cups are still where it's at. 100%. Real? Oh, ice cream. I was like, ice. And I was like, really? Yeah, I like learning about things. Anytime like someone's in their thing and like I don't know, they dig things and they get excited about something, it's fun to watch. That's the cool thing about the internet. It's one of the cool things about the internet. There's a lot of not cool things about the internet. Not digging how these are looking. Let's try, can I do maybe I just need to do it smaller. Flatter. Start here. I feel like a defining characteristic of Reese's though is like those little bits. I could have a wrap around it, like it's got a wrapper. And just so you know too, right now we're working in grayscale because it's like I think I mentioned it, it's a 4-color limit. Oh yeah. So funny enough, that's how I got into pixel art. Like I didn't do any kind of art before we started making games. And you know, Sean's always wanted to make a game. And we're like, well, what if we made a game together? Maybe we could try that. And there's this one pixel artist online I really enjoy, Brandon James Greer. And he has like this very calm and like really, you know, just good persona. And his like little motto is making pictures with tiny squares. And I'm like, and he just makes everything look so easy. And I'm like, I can do that. Yeah. Tiny picture, like pictures with tiny squares. I can do that. I can do it if he can do it. Oh my God, it's so much harder. It's so much harder than making just tiny pictures, you know, with squares or pictures with tiny squares. You know, my whole idea was like, oh, I could at least like, you know, figure it out one way or another, you know, like I could force my way, brute force it. And sure enough, you can brute force pixel art. You can just force your way through and make it work. I think actually, like, I feel like this is, but I am the absolute worst at being like, oh, that's easy. I got that. No problem. And then like 8 years later, I'm like still doing the same project. Not really, I'd give up. Why don't you look like a Reese's? I think the papers have like a little bit of that too. Let's see if anyone else has done a Reese's. I think we were watching somebody last night. The guy makes like soccer balls. So I'm looking right now at pixel art of other people who've done Reese's and how they communicated it. And a lot of them, how they communicated it is they actually have the Reese's like bitten into. And then I'm looking at this like just regular old picture. Shift U. I always have to get there we go. My little hotkeys get mixed up. So these people are doing it. They kind of have like this. And then it kind of comes in well, it's still more of a cup, so I don't think it would come down that far. And I think I would do this and then do this. And this still doesn't communicate around. That's nice. I like to see niceness, kindness. It's a good way to be. I'll try doing just an outline. Hey, sweetie. You want to look at some candy?
Hold on. Stop looking.
Alright, so I got a few different things here. I've been making candy now for a little, like 20 minutes or something.
Cool.
I got these pieces over here. I try to do like a spiral piece, but it's just not communicating well. That's supposed to be candy corn. That was terrible. Now I'm trying to work on Reese's, because that was an excellent suggestion I got, because Reese's are the best, but Reese's are difficult to do in 11 by 11.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm working on it. But worst comes to worst, I do have candy there. That's all usable, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like multiple colors. I think I may just do like a flat one color candy for now, just like most stuff is.
Okay.
Just because, you know, I can go back through and add more details later.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
And we had one person ask if they were going to stream you coding.
No.
And yeah, I explained that you don't like to talk.
No.
And yeah, but we'd probably do a video on it later.
Cool, cool.
So I'm going to work for like another 7 minutes and then I'm going to head out.
Okay.
Can you think of any other candy?
No, the little twisties in the end, that's what I was imagining.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
No.
So.
Cool.
I mean, we're going to have the candy rotate or sparkle or do anything?
Maybe we can. We ought to.
No, I'm just wondering, because it does impact, like, you know, what I do with it. Oh, I don't think you've seen the trees then, since I redid the trees. I did.
Cool.
So I got like a skinny one here, and I got a fatter one, and I can make more, like big fat ones and stuff, but I figure this one you could probably cut down to just this size, and then use this tile on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Twix are delicious. Like a candy bar. I wonder if I could do... Alright, dear. Kit Kat, man. Not Kit Kat. Yeah, Kit Kat. I love Kit Kats too, man. Kit Kat. Timer. I hear you, timer. I have to take a pause. I gotta go pick up my niece and nephew and then take them to my mother's. But I'll be back on later this evening. But if you follow us, we'll be doing this for the next 10 days. I like that idea. So, you know, 10 days, like one of the things that we threw out, like the ideas that we threw out there was, like, what if we did different candy? You know, different candy had different value and stuff like that. And, like a golden ticket or something like that. That would be cool. And then it could also be a power-up, possibly, you know? But with only so much time, we have to keep it, like, our strategy for making games is make something as small as possible and as simple as possible. And if that is fun, once that is fun, then we build on that. So our idea would be having one collectible does nothing really, or one thing that you do, and then once we get that done and implemented, we can always add another. But that way we're not boxed in to this detail and then leaving out necessary items of the game out, because it's, especially with me, like I learned this with our last jam, is that's why I keep a timer on too, is to keep me on track. Is like I can fall down these rabbit holes of like these crazy details, and the next thing I know, I spent 6 hours drawing a tree, and a tree is just one part of the game, and really I needed like 5 parts within those 6 hours done. So as we progress too, I'll get more focused because I'll have more of an idea of what we're doing. Depending on where he is at when I get back, I may be starting sprites. So I'll work with him on it. I will work with him and see if he wants to. He's funny. He's very much an introvert, and he gets into the zone. He doesn't like distractions and stuff like that. He's funny. But I'm working on him to like get more comfortable with this kind of stuff, because I think he's got a lot to offer people. And I think like I said, I'm a learning pixel artist, but he's very good at game design and coding and things like that. So I think people would actually learn from him. But yeah. Come back and see us too when we're back on. Really appreciate you coming by. Fix your Discord. I appreciate seeing you learn a little bit. Don't forget, treat people how they want to be treated, not how you want to be treated. All right. Cool beans. I'll see y'all later.